This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Val Williams from Huron Humane Society. Good morning, Val.
Good morning, Nancy.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Doing very well.
Good.
And a while ago, the big item in the news and on Facebook and everywhere was about all the animals that had been taken from a farm and had been abused. And we all watched, in horror. But it's kind of getting to be in a better situation now, correct?
Correct. So you're right in saying it was a big news story and it probably got a little bit bigger than it should have. And I just mean that because it was everywhere on Facebook and everywhere on news and radio. And at the time, we weren't really sure the extent of what had happened to the animals. Now we know a little bit more. And what I can say today, because it is an ongoing case, is that the animals were severely neglected, and there were horses, there were llamas, there were donkeys, there were dogs, there were all sorts of different animals, even pigs. So we, now that we are part of animal control, we're of course responsible for getting the animals out of there into a safe place. Obviously, at our shelter, we don't have a big farm to house farm animals, so we had a lot of community members come forward and offer up land that they were willing to use and help us care for these animals. We have a girl or a woman by the name of Amber Smith, who I can't thank enough, and our shelter and animal control agency can't thank enough. Amber really stepped up to the plate, and she has become a volunteer large animal foster specialist.
Wow.
Basically, she's coordinated all of the fostering of these large farm animals and even the pigs, animals that we're not used to taking in on foster or taking in for neglect cases. So she really has helped us out with that, and found farms all over the area that have been willing to take in these animals and care for them while the case is ongoing. So that's been a huge help. And then the community as well just really stepped up and started making donations to help us care for the 30 plus Cocker Spaniels that we took in from the same location. So we have a lot of animals right now that are either being fostered or kenneled at Animal Control or at the Huron Humane Society. Some people have shown interest in fostering, and I can't stress enough, if you're still interested in fostering and there are still animals available to foster, please don't hesitate to contact us and let us know that you're still interested in doing that. The person to speak with would be Natalie Francis at the Huron Humane Society. So yeah, getting in touch with her would be crucial if that's something that you're interested in doing.
In fostering, when you foster an animal, it's just a proven fact that they get adopted much quicker. We hope the families adopt them. That's part of our plan. But if they don't, the animals get socialized. They're out and about. They learn different homes and different family members. We find out if they get along with kids, if they get along with other animals, all those wonderful things that make an adoption much easier.
Absolutely. And the thing about this case in particular that makes it so crucial to the animals having a long life filled with a loving family is that these animals did require a lot of extra care immediately with all of the matting that they had on their coats, especially the dogs. Some of them having to be shaved right down to the skin. So there's a lot of aftercare with that. Putting on the medication or washing their wounds regularly, keeping infection at bay. So we had a lot of people, like I said, come forward to help with that. But then ongoing, you're right, fostering animals is a great way to help ensure that they're more adoptable, and that when they are adopted, that they stay in those homes because they're well-adjusted animals that we know more about. So if we know that a dog gets along well with cats or doesn't get along well with cats, we can kind of help people who are interested in adopting make an informed decision about who exactly they're adopting and where they would like to live. So.
And if the animal that you're fostering needs vet care, that's taken care of by the Humane Society.
Absolutely. We try to take care of we absolutely take care of the vet care, and then some families will do their own feeding of the animal, and that's okay if you have other animals and it's just easier to take another scoop out of your supply, that's fine. We, of course, like the dogs to be fed the same food consistently. So if you're not able or willing to do that, we would then provide the Science Diet food, which we get at a considerable discount through Hills Pet Foods, but that is what we feed. So we'd like to keep our animals on the same thing unless you prefer to feed out of your own. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And even with the onset of all of those, onslaught, I should say, of all those animals, you still have a lot of animals at the Humane Society.
We do. We are completely full with dogs and cats, and that, when I say full, I mean all of our kennels are full and then some. We still have our lobby animals, some of the cats and dogs that have been around for a while, and so they just kind of have become a part of the atmosphere. And then, you know, the dogs, I believe right now we're somewhere around 30, 35 dogs that we have kenneled outside of the neglected animals that we took in from the farm. And then the cats, of course, they seem to, especially right now with everything that's going on with this neglect case, the cats, they always take a back seat. And, you know, I have to say, I don't think cats get enough credit. I just really don't think that they do. Excuse me, they're great animals for a family because they're low maintenance.
Yes.
So if you're busy, they need a bowl of food and some water and a litter box. Seriously, and some toys. And then maybe at night when the kids go to bed and you have some time and you're watching TV, they might come and sit next to you on the couch. That is all they require. So a perfect family pet. Get 2 cats maybe, and they can keep each other company. So yeah, I wish that people came out to adopt cats more often because we do have a lot of cats, but for whatever reason, people are focused on dogs right now. But I just encourage people, if you think that your kids might want to learn how to take care of an animal or be a responsible pet owner, try a cat. Come out to the shelter. Give it a whirl. I think that you would be impressed with the selection that we have and the ability for cats to just be a loving companion for you.
And you're very excited because you've hired a new person, a community outreach person and a fund developer with a big hat for her to wear.
I know. We're very excited to have her on board, and her name is Jennifer Newhouse, hoping to have her on the show soon. But yeah, so be on the lookout for Jennifer. She'll be contacting probably businesses and community partners to talk about different things we can do to raise awareness and funds for the Huron Humane Society. And she is also in full swing already. She just started with us, but she's already helping us out with the gala. We, of course, have that on our
What's the date?
radar already. I don't have the date yet. It's probably the 3rd Saturday in March. Though. So whatever that turns out to be. So that's coming up, and Jennifer is also helping us already with a new idea that she has for our pet photo contest. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, we're very excited to have her on board and have her as part of the team. She fits in perfectly with us, and she's super passionate about animals. So if you meet her, just tell her congratulations, and we're glad to have her on the team, and I hope that she enjoys it.
And if you have any good fundraising ideas or any things, give Jennifer a call at the Humane Society. The number is
356-4794.
Okay, we're out of time, and maybe next month when we talk, we can talk about getting those animals ready for winter too. We want to make sure that our animals are protected for winter and that everything's set.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'll be right back with Brad Summers from the Boys and Girls Club following these messages. Welcome back. As promised, I'm with Brad Summers from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Hi, Brad.
Hi, Nancy.
I know that your school programming is in full session.
Yep. When school's out, the clubs are in. So, you know, it's our big time of the year. We run a lot of different initiatives to help the kids succeed academically, especially when it comes to computer literacy, when it comes to homework help, you know, and just basically providing a mentor to help these kids succeed in any way we possibly can.
And you know, when I read this, it says initiatives will demonstrate eating right, keeping fit, forming positive relationships, add up to a healthy lifestyle. And you know, you think that everybody would know those things and have those things, but you know, in this busy society, single parent families, double parent families where things are happening, you know, those things we take for granted, and that's not always the truth.
That's not always the truth. You know, especially like you said, you know, everybody's wham bam, everything's going fast, and you know, kids are getting picked up, it's time to go home. It's, you know, and parents don't have time to sit down and, you know, make those meals for the kids. So what do? The next best option is fast food. Well, you know, it's a tasty treat, fast food can be, but it's also a double-edged sword because, you know, kids are learning those traits, you know, where they're not eating healthy, and they're learning at an early age that these choices are, you know, very easygoing, and this is how we can, you know, benefit ourselves by eating these, you know, 3,000 calories in a single meeting.
Yes.
But you know, we have some initiatives and some programming, our Healthy Habits program specifically, that really helps the kids understand that, you know, eating a carrot instead of French fries, and even sometimes when it comes to, well, we like carrots, but we like to put ranch all over them, you know, and having the kids understand that these kind of choices can impact them when they get older. And if they start at an early age, learning how to eat right and these kind of things, of course, can be very beneficial to them growing up.
And one of the other things is all the programs that you do, you disguise learning and staying fit and everything as fun. So I'm sure all these programs are going to be fun too.
Yeah, we try to make everything a lot of fun. And of course, we try to be more unique because we don't want the kids to feel like they're in another classroom setting.
Right.
Nothing wrong with the classroom setting, but when it's time for them to be after school, they're more active, they need to be up moving around. So of course we throw a lot of high yield learning activities in with them, and of course physical activities, gym activities that revolve around mathematics, and of course the STEM programming, the science, technology,
Yes.
engineering, and mathematics, which is a big topic right now because they're jobs of the future. So these kids are learning these kind of traits to move forward, and they're having a lot of fun doing it. And of course, we're not able to do all this without a lot of the partnerships and collaborations that we have in the community, which is huge.
Yes.
Because my staff, I like to think they know how to do everything, but of course, we're always very open to learning new avenues of support and helping these kids any way we possibly can.
Okay, and it's so inexpensive and so easy to be a member of the Boys and Girls Club.
Yep, it's $10 a year or $15 for a family. We're able to offer memberships at such a low price because of the community partnerships and the support that we receive. The communities deem this as a program that's very beneficial to what we're trying to do, is produce the next generation of responsible, caring citizens out there. And of course, if someone can't afford the $10, we work with people. We want all kids to be able to take advantage. We've talked about it many times. It's the best deal out there for kids.
It is.
It's such a low rate, and what we offer for the kids for that $10, and I talk to this to parents almost on a daily basis on the phone, is that they can't believe that their kids are receiving all these services for something that costs $10 or $15 a year for an individual. So,
and the meals and the snack.
Yeah, and the meals and the snack, that's added on top of it. Every day the kids during the school year will receive a free supper if they need it or not. It's served at 4:30 daily, and it goes until 5:30. And that's everything revolves around a nutritious, healthy, catered meal. We try to sit down and have a family-style meal with the kids too. We try to, teach proper etiquette too, sitting and eating. And it's just, we're trying to help the parents, trying to help the kids, and trying to help the community in any way we possibly can to produce a responsible citizen.
And if you need help getting your child to the club, you can call Alpena Public Schools. They may be able to assist getting your child there.
Especially with the elementary school, of course, a parent's most precious asset is their child.
Right.
So of course, the safety of every kid is the biggest thing that we can exemplify on a daily basis. Is your kids are going to be safe here at the club. Well, if a parent works until 5 o'clock and their kid gets out of work at 3:30 and they have a hard time getting their kids there, well, of course, the public school systems can, and we've had a lot of assistance with them, with the busing garage, getting the kids to our club, because that's the name of the game, is getting the kids into the club. So with that partnership, we're able to get more people and get more kids, and of course, Dial-A-Ride is always an option. They've worked with us extensively over the past 20 years to provide transportation for the kids at a discounted rate, or even their rates, even their normal rates are pretty respectable.
Right.
So we're always very happy to work with them and get the kids to the club and provide these kind of services for each kid.
All right, tell me about the BeFit Health Fair.
Well, the BeFit Health Fair is an initiative that we're going to be starting in November through the Michigan Health Endowment Fund. We're going to be partnering with Blue Cross Blue Shield and Michigan Alliance of the Boys and Girls Club to provide a BeFit health fair for the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. We're hoping to have a day of just celebration and healthy snacks and treats and community partnerships to get kids active in doing like Zumba and obstacle courses, and a lot of fun activities for the kids to get them thinking of a healthy future.
And you're going to have a tailgate party.
Yep, next week. My staff will be over at the Alpena at the stadium there with some kids and enjoying the festivities that are always put on right before the game, and just basically it's a teen initiative trying to get more teens rallied and to provide them more opportunities to be connected with the community that they live in. And of course, it's kind of just a fun thing for us to do because we always enjoy doing these things as well.
Okay, and another great program that you have is your mentoring program.
Our mentoring program, yes. That's right now is our big initiative and our big push going into the school year, because this is the time where, working with the school systems like we do, there's a lot more need, because obviously the kids are in school and they're being watched by, teachers and principals and administrators. So there's a lot more need that comes out. We have a lot of kids right now that are looking for caring, responsible adults that would just like to spend an hour of their time with them. Either it could be through a Lunch Buddies program that we run at the school systems, the Club Bigs with the teenagers from the high school, or just the community-based mentoring. It's a great way to feel good about yourself too, doing something good for someone else, especially as an adult. We always get on our everyday lives, you get busy with what's going on, and you forget about some of the needs that maybe the community has. Well, this is a great way for the community to step up to really help out a kid in need, and to identify those kids, to give them those skills and someone to talk to.
Right, and even if you have children, what a perfect thing, add another child to your mix and let them be in that family mix and do all the fun things that you do, and what's one extra person?
Exactly, and they're great kids.
Yes.
It's not like these kids aren't, adjudicated through the courts. They're not, these troublemaking children at all. They just, they grew up in an instance where maybe it's a single parent family, or, there's other parameters that...
Mom works out of town, dad works out of town, being raised by grandparents. There's so many situations.
And going to just a simple thing like going to a football game.
Yes.
A lot of younger kids should have that opportunity, but mom might be working nights, and they might be with grandma and grandpa, or just to give that kid that reprieve of going out and enjoying something in the community and showing them that it's not like they don't feel connected, but to have that extra support is very beneficial for those kids, especially with their development.
Okay, we're out of time. 3560214 for any questions about anything we've talked about.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have with me as our guest this morning Chad Willoughby, who is a student in the Utility Tech program at ACC. Welcome, Chad.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So you are new to the program. Tell us how it's going so far.
The Utility Tech program, it's been great so far. I've been really enjoying myself, learning a lot, and getting outside a little bit with nice weather so far, so it's been great.
Did you find climbing the poles was a piece of cake?
Yeah, I don't mind it too much at all. I really do enjoy the challenging stuff, and it's up my alley. So far
good.
so good. Yeah.
Well, you are what we in community colleges call a non-traditional student. That is somebody who doesn't come right out of high school and go into a program. You have a family and you have a prior degree.
Yep.
And so, speak to us a little bit about your thought process and how you came to come to ACC.
Probably 8-9 years ago, I decided I should go to school. It was right about the time I found out I was going to be a father. And I looked into several programs. The one that fit my life the best at the time was respiratory therapy. So I went down and got into that program, learned about it, got a degree from Ferris State, and started work as an RT. Time went on, I ended up with another child, and the whole time I was trying to find my place in the industry of respiratory. It's a great field. It's just I found it wasn't for me right now in my life, and looking to really build up on my retirement, my future for myself and my children and my wife. So I have family and friends that are in the utility industry, and heard great things about ACC. It's a solid program when you do your research, and so I looked into it, tried to get into it 2 years ago, and it just, like you said, I'm a non-traditional student, so I had to do some work and rearrange some things in my life before I was able to attend, but finally got everything lined up, and here I am, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Wonderful. That's a great story. And there was a piece of the story that I found very compelling, and that was your outreach to the foundation for some scholarship support. Could you speak to that and the help that that's provided you?
Sure. I heard about the scholarship before I started the program. And I reached out for it at that point in time, and it wasn't available. And, you know, no problem, it wasn't going to stop me. And then it turns out that the students that did receive the help or the scholarships had backed out of the program. And I had heard about it, so I reapplied. And it's going to be a big help to me. You know, I still have some student loans from my previous degree, and less is more. So any help I can get is greatly appreciated, definitely. So I wrote the letter and applied, and I did get the scholarships, I found out, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Wonderful. Well, that's great, Chad. The foundation does wonderful stuff for the college and for students who have aptitude or need, sometimes both. And I'm sympathetic about your having tuition bills, and I graduated from Ferris myself, and 3 years ago we had 4 tuition bills we were paying, including mine.
Yep.
So you feel the pinch. So climbing the poles is good. What are some of your other early impressions? You like your classmates? You like your instructors?
Yes. I do have a couple years on some of these kids, so you know, I wouldn't say I try to mentor, but I try to keep the peace between the seriousness of the job and the fun that these kids can have. And so no, I love the classmates. The instructors there are great. They're real life, good experience instructors, and that's the type of degree I'm looking for right now, is exactly what they're teaching. You know, you do your book work, you spend some time in the class, but it's really a hands-on program, and I'm enjoying that. Climbing, yeah, it puts a new perspective on it when you finally do get on the pole, and you can learn to reach out in them heights and trust your equipment, but it's thrilling, and I like it. I think it'll be a great career. So very easy, you know. I walked into the program working with, you know, Mike in administration to Penny, you know, to get this scholarship. Everybody at the school's been great, so very happy so far.
That is really good to hear. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm glad to hear that it's true in your case. So you're driving back and forth from Gaylord every day?
Every day, yep.
Wow.
I have a little car, thank God. So, yeah, every day I get up and get the kids ready for school, drop them off, and then head over here. So from there I'll go to work. I have an office here in town, which makes it nice. I can work for a couple hours between classes, and then go back to school, and then head back to Gaylord and work. And usually putting in 12 or 14-hour days, but it'll pay off in the end.
It will pay off in the end, absolutely true. So we have just maybe 30 seconds left. It strikes me that maybe there's folks out there in your situation who are starting a family, and school is not easy for them, but would you have any words of encouragement or wisdom for them based on your experience?
Yeah, don't wait for it. If you want something, you got to go get it. And there's programs out there to help. You know, there's these scholarships, and if you got the will, it'll come. So, yeah, definitely don't wait. Make it happen.
Great, Chad. Thank you for your message and your encouragement. It's been great talking with you, and thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. See you next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.